Alright, today I'm going to try something a bit new. It'll be kind of a recurring series on this channel where I'm going to take a deck from sources that I trust, good deck builders like DoggertQBones in this case, and we're going to bring it into best of 1 or best of 3 depending on what it was built for, and I'm basically going to modify it as I see fit so we can see a little bit of deck building. We're going to go through the process of like testing a deck out a game, and then maybe if I have changes to make, we're going to go into the deck builder, make those changes, and then the deck will evolve. If it even needs to evolve at all, it might just be totally perfect. In that case, I can show off exactly how the mechanics work in the deck and how the cards work together. This is a really cool deck, and especially for those of you who have been watching me on Twitch for a while. The Angelfire Ignition card is something I'm very well known for forcing in every single meta that I can. I built many, let's say, I think 2 decks that were extremely good in the metagame competitively. One was the Mardu combo with the Hidetsugu Saga, where you can 1-turn kill your opponent by using the Kaya's Onslaught and Angelfire Ignition on turn 5. I think it was on turn 5, yeah. Because you need 3 turns for Hidetsugu on turn 3 to turn into a 3/3. Then you Angelfire it, then you double strike +1/+1, and it essentially 1-turn kills your opponent with a little bit of help from other damage. But essentially, I think it does like 18 damage or 16, I don't remember, but it was such a cool deck, and it was really viable too. And a lot of people ended up playing it competitively, myself included. Then there was a Boros aggro deck with Showdown of the Scald, I think, with when Goldspan Dragon was still a thing. That was also a deck that used Angelfire Ignition, and I've built many others that were less successful. But yeah, I absolutely love this card, and it's pretty much my trademark at this point. People just make fun of me for not forcing it when I don't play it. Okay, anyways, this deck is kind of cool. It's like a feather-ish strategy where you're stacking basically one creature with a bunch of non-creature spells, a bunch of buffs. We've got a Homestead Courage, which gives +1/+1 to a target creature you control, and then it gains Vigilance until end of turn, and it has flashbacks. You can use it again from the graveyard. We've got Escape, which is actually fantastic. Gives Hexproof and Indestructible and Scry, which is really important. Anger, that gives trample and +X/+O, where X is 1 plus the number of cards named Ancestral Anger in your graveyard, and you draw a card, so this is fantastic for this kind of strategy. Kumano, which is something I don't necessarily know if it's supposed to be in the deck, but I'm assuming it's pretty good here, because stacking Virtuoso or Infantry, even, yeah, this works with itself too, so okay, so this counts, this Baird also counts itself, so if you buff it with the Kumano Chapter 2, it will make a 1/1, which is good. Okay, so this card is actually good. And then Swiftspear, which has a prowess and haste, fantastic 1-drop, really good scaling with this deck. A little play with fire for some removal / burn plus scry, really good. Virtuoso, which is a fantastic creature, baseline double strike 1/1, but whenever it becomes the target of a spell you control, it connives, which is fantastic. So you basically draw, then discard, and if you discard a spell, you get +1/+1. So that scaling on double strike is fantastic. We've got Infantry, which is a 2-mana 1/2 trample, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, +1/+1, fantastic on a trampler. The Baird, as we've gone through, and the Angelfire, probably the coolest card. And the card, well, there's a plane flying over me. Well, it is what it is. Angelfire Ignition, which is very insane in terms of value. In terms of what this card does, it does a lot. 2+2/+2 on target creature. So 2+2, 2 +1/+1 counters. Not +2/+2. Vigilance, trample, lifelink, indestructible, and haste until end of turn. Everything, basically. Everything you would possibly want. It's fantastic. And then flashback. So you can cast it from the graveyard for 4, which is super good. So you have 2 cards that can essentially synergize with the Virtuoso by going into the graveyard and then being cast again from that graveyard. But you're essentially gating +1/+1. You draw discard something that goes in the graveyard, and can be played from the graveyard, so essentially losing no card, which is fantastic. The mana base is maybe a point of contention, but I'm assuming this deck is supposed to be a more high roller deck, so it's not something where you want to be consistent with your land drops. I might be hiding it, no I'm not. So you have 22 lands, and dual color, pretty intensive, mostly on the red side, but it seems like it's okay-ish. We've got 8 and 6, which is fine. Dual lands, this tap land could be an issue early game, but it is what it is. Honestly, decks like this have trouble unless we have fast lands in the meta. I don't know if Phyrexia is bringing fast lands. for Boros, but that would be pretty cool in this deck, and I would definitely play it. Either way, we're going to do some best of one today, and if you enjoy that kind of content, or other kinds of content, because I will bring this kind of series to best of 3, of course, then go ahead and consider liking this video and subscribe to my channel to support future content. And you can follow me on Twitch, of course, to watch me live, which, I haven't been really streaming much Magic recently because I've been extremely bored with the game, but I'm here to create content for YouTube, so let's do it. Alright, here we go. And I've got a dual land, which is super, super fantastic. That's pretty much what you need in this deck. Seems to be Battlefield Forge, very important. Gives you both your colors. You're going to be taking damage, but that is completely irrelevant. I wish we had more of these kind of lands to play, but this is really good. So yeah, I just made Mythic, I think 2 days ago. Pretty late in the season because of Decathlon. It is what it is. I'm not sure we're actually going to be climbing here, and we're against mono red, which kind of sucks here. I feel like I might want to just deal with that. That would mean that I would be playing off curve. I think the issue is I'm going to take so much damage here that might be a problem, but let's go with the curve, whatever. I'll be taking damage, but it is what it is. Eventually I'll deal with it. It's unfortunate because there's no way they're not removing. I think this is one of my worst matchups if I had to guess. A deck that uses spot removal really well and has a lot of it. Okay, they used one of them. That's good. If they can't kill this, I will win, but that's kind of wishful thinking, I feel like. That could be good, but not this turn. Damn, I really like this kind of game plan, and I love Angelfire. This gives me so much happiness. Like, I love this card. It does everything. It's so fun to catch your opponent off guard with it. And I'm really hoping they don't have a removal spell here. I think they do. Yeah, I can't really risk it. I think we can't do much here. We have to go for the Swiftspear instead. Just fine. Better safe than sorry. I'll stack the Angelfire on the Swiftspear. Oh, it looks like they didn't have anything well. For the first strike damage? Yeah, they don't have anything. Okay. Well, that sucks. It's kind of weird that they end up playing a 1-drop on turn 3 and don't have another play with fire. Kind of what caught me off guard, but it's not a huge deal. Again, if they don't have removal, we can always just stack next turn. It's safer anyways. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh, I'm so happy we're getting this immediately. Ah, this is great. They wasted their burn spell, and now they're gonna get punished for it. Beautiful. Hopefully I draw a non-creature spell here. Yes, that's perfect. That is so good. Maybe another one? Holy moly. Well, I mean, I guess we could draw any spell with Connive. That's huge. Attack with everything because they have to block. Oh, and this has Vigilance. Oh my god, this is so beautiful. Wow, that just made me really happy for no reason. I guess for good reason, to be fair. I haven't really played, like, a fun deck in a while that was actually kind of like this, where you're trying to build up a creature, stack it, punch your opponent. Really good stuff. Anyway, so far I have no complaints. I feel like the deck is really well built as long as you find land. Wow. Oh, and I forgot about best of one hand smoothing. Oh, this is why you can play 22 lands. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this deck probably wouldn't work in best of 3, but this is so good in best of 1. Wow. And I don't know why this card makes me so happy. I don't know. I think my goal at this point... Oh god, that's annoying. I think my goal at this point, until we get the next set of cards here, is going to be to make this work in standard best of 3. We're Which is gonna be a tall task, but let's see if we can get there. Oh damn, this is an off-meta deck as well. Don't know what it is. Oh, we're drawing too many lands. Wow, that's something I didn't expect to happen. Invest a 1 with 22 lands, but it is what it is. Not much you can do about it. This is great. Oh, it doesn't even have to target it. Wow, that's so good. Oh, but I can't... I mean, pumping this up for trade doesn't really sound that good, does it? This doesn't give haste, does it? I don't think I trade that off. It doesn't have to target it, right? No. Okay, so let's just pump this up and then I'll think about it, but probably not something I want to do. I think this card is really valuable in this spot. Let's not trade it off. Getting that 1/1 is more valuable than a trade on this, I think. You may play lands from the top of your library. I don't think it's going to be relevant. They have a lot of lands in hand already. Oh, there's Shield Red. Damn it. Why is Shield Red so good? A little bit frustrating. I'm going to try something. I don't think it's going to work. But I think I'm down to trade my infantry for Shield Red here. So I have a legendary. Okay. Well, that's fine. Again, I got what I wanted. This, and then trade that off. Play this. Stack this next turn. Maybe I should have traded it off. I don't know. Curtains is fine. I redraw, so that's actually totally fine. This goes in the graveyard. I don't think they're gonna let me. Oh wow, oh wow, that's a mistake. Fantastic for me though. All right, time to stack. Question is, do I use the land? Not yet. Let's start with this. Holy moly, that is so huge. Wow. Time to stack. Oh my goodness. Oh, this deck is so cool. Holy shit, and I have a land for next turn too? Wow. I can't believe I just... The first deck that I picked for this kind of series is probably the most fun that I've had in a while in Standard. And this is a deck that's perfect for best of one, so it's good to like... This is just a change of pace for me, essentially. I'm really happy. Wow, I just keep... This deck just top decks so well, it's insane. Unbelievable. I went from facing down a Shield Red to just winning in the next 2 turns. Fantastic. As was expected from DoggertQBones, the deck building is solid, I think. I don't really see a reason to change anything for now. Nothing really jumps out. It was, the only contention I had was with the mana base, but then I forgot there was hand smoothing in best of one. So that's pretty much irrelevant. 22 is probably the perfect amount. Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is so good. I think it's correct to put the blast at the bottom. Oh no. Unless we face mono red. Why is everybody playing mono red in best of one? I don't really know the metagame, so maybe that's my mistake. If I recognized that most of the metagame was mono red, then maybe I should have kept that 2 damage. It is what it is. Oh, they're using their 2 damage. Really interesting. Ooh. I think it's Swiftspear. Simply because it doesn't die to another 2 damage spell. So better safe than sorry, right? At least that's what I'm thinking. Wow, this deck just outscales mono red so fast. Holy... This is crazy. This is insane. I'm on the draw. and have a 3/4. Crazy. They can't attack. This is wild. This is absolutely insane. Interesting. I think I want to keep pushing here, so let's do that. Wow, and vigilance. This is just brutal. Look at this thing. What is this? How can mono red deal with that? They can't. Wow, that's... Oh my god, this deck is so fun. Holy shit. Never would I have ever guessed that I would be having fun in Best of One. But this is probably the only deck that can do this. This is the only deck where I'm truly enjoying myself, I think, in Best of One. Usually, Best of One decks are pretty boring. And the lack of, like... The lack of real strategy is the main issue. But this deck is just so wacky that it... I don't even care. Damn, the hand smoother is just so good. 22 lands is perfect. Yeah, I would even argue you could go down to 21. But you probably shouldn't, because... No, this is perfect. Because you have Virtuoso to discard lands anyways, if you draw... Wow, mono red is everywhere. This is insanity. And that means this deck is actually pretty good as long as you draw your creatures, right? I feel like the more I play this matchup, the more I think this is extremely favored for me as long as they don't find too many burn spells to kill my creatures. Because once one sticks and I slap an Angelfire on there, they're not winning that game by any stretch. And they're already blocked off here. This is just incredible. This is beautiful. I don't know what else to say about it. Let's stack Homestead Courage here. The reason I'm gonna do this is that if they have a burn spell, I'd rather cast my sorcery speed spell now that targets a creature than I don't want to trade one for one here. I actually kind of do. This is kind of useless at this point. I want to take out a Swiftspear so they can't scale as hard. So yeah, the reason you cast the buff there instead of maybe play with firing a Swiftspear out of blocks, like to try to catch them, is that if they have a burn spell or 4 damage or something, you want to get this out of range faster. Okay, this is fine. Other land's not what the doctor ordered, but I can work with this anyways. Insane scaling, holy moly. Oh my goodness. Maybe I should have stacked one instead of both. I think it's fine. I don't care about taking damage in this spot, right? Yeah, that has trample, unfortunately. Oh shit. Did I miss lethal? No. Wait, I should have cast this anyways. I played a little too fast, just... Alright. I'm like getting too hyped up. Kind of forgetting that this actually scries when you hit face, so I should have probably sent it and buffed this anyways, but to be fair, I don't think I'm losing from this spot against mono red, so I get a little bit antsy here. Should be fine. Yeah, I just missed 2 damage, so what? I mean, I say that and then I might lose because of it. Probably not. Even with scaling from Warfare. Wow, we are climbing. I'm not gonna lie, I might be down to just play this for as long as I don't get bored of it. Oh, this is risky, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm down to play Best of One on stream because I'm so bored. I just end my Magic streams early. Oh, this sucks. Okay, I shouldn't have kept this against mono red, but yeah, it is what it is. So we have to play around a burn spell. Damn, this is bad. It's mono red everywhere. It sucks. Big time. But I can still win. I need land. Essentially, if I find a white source, we are popping off, I think. I do have escape, which is going to be really good here, unless they have 2 burn spells. Hopefully they don't. I mean, if they cast a burn spell, I can always escape. So they need 2 burn spells here to really get me. It's unlikely they have 2 burn spells to cast. They would need double thing. Yeah, this is fine. Now they're tapped out as well. And I found land. Wow. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can make the comeback by slow rolling this game. This is gonna be a trip right here. Watch this shit. And then I go with Anger, right? Yeah, that's gonna be so much more damage too. Wow. Oh, but... Oh, I tapped incorrectly. Oh, shit. I should have checked auto tapper. I didn't realize it was gonna screw me over there. 1 damage could matter. That sucks. Warfare is okay. They didn't have 2 damage last turn, so... But I guess I still block this, just in case. It wouldn't be enough damage anyways. Yeah, okay. But they did have it. Very interesting game. Land is perfect. So good. Alright, this time yeah, the 1 extra damage I took is really mattering here. Unfortunately, but... Yeah. Oh wait, actually I don't want to cast this anyways. I thought this was the +1/+1. Alright, can they really win from this spot? I don't think so. Let's go, dude. Damn, this deck is so good. So fun. I love Angelfire. It's such a good card. It seems to be like so well positioned in this metagame too. In best of 1. Alright, here we go again. Really good opener. Double Battlefield Forge. I cannot believe the hand smoother giving me triple landers every game. It makes this format a lot more fun, but definitely a little bit yikes in terms of deck building, because you can really build much lower land counts than you would want. Yeah, I take the damage here. I don't really care. I'm the offensive deck, I think. Hopefully. We find an Angelfire. Yeah, drawing an extra land is not great. Oh, also this card really screws me up, doesn't it? Interesting. Yeah, I can attack here. And I found Angelfire. Wow. Okay, next turn, play with fire on this into Courage. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Give me a sec, though. Can they really screw me over here? I mean, I'd rather not even try. Block that in this scenario, but I don't think they can screw me over. I think I'm okay with taking damage because I'm going to be lifelinking anyways. I think they actually have the channel land. That's why they try to bait me there. Let's go with the kill on this. Alright, and then I'm gonna actually stack this. The reason for that is I'm gonna play around that land that I was talking about, which I think is something they have access to here. And this goes in the graveyard anyways. I can stack it on this next turn if I want to. And I think I'm going to want both sides of this as well. You know what? I could just bait out... Nah, I kind of want to keep this in play. I need the looting from this to maybe get rid of one land and try to find a spell. Yeah, there's reinforcements. That would have traded too. Yeah, that would be a problem. Not sure why they would attack with that if they didn't have... Okay, that's fine. Alright, they're going really wide, which is kind of scary. We should be okay. Alright, so instead... Instead of Angelfire, I'm actually going to cast this and keep up Escape. To play around a Cathar or something. Found another Courage, which is great. Yeah, I could combat trick them in mid-combat here. Maybe catch them sleeping a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. Trample next turn will be more effective. And I have a 3th round blocks with Loran's Escape backup. Backup. Ooh. Sorcery speed activation. Well, we love that. We absolutely love that. That's kind of scary. Might be a little late, though. Oh. The time to go in here. Don't think so. You can only do 6 times 2. Well, yeah, they would have to block. Yeah, actually, it might be worth it. At this point, I don't think I care too much about losing my... Oh, that's such a good draw. Let's go with... Yeah, they lose. What is this best of one metagame, though? Because I thought Grixis would be everywhere. And in that case... This deck would suck. But it's just mono red, mono red, mono red, mono red. Soldiers, which is a fantastic matchup. I don't know. Maybe I'm hitting the right side of the metagame. I'm just getting lucky. But this is kind of crazy. Ooh, double Angelfire is not exactly what I want, but again, I'm just hoping... Oh, somebody's playing the same deck. Okay, this is fantastic, though. Drawing that Virtuoso makes this hand really powerful. I think this is a mirror match. Oh, no, it's... Wait, what could this possibly be? Jeskai... Control? That would be terrible. Okay, we might face our first loss here. Realistically. Oh, no, okay. Alright. I can work with that. Hopefully I get the looting on this, which would be fantastic. Oh, they do have a removal spell? Wow, they didn't have it last turn, so they top decked it? Unfortunate. But I kind of have to do this anyways. I really need the... I need this gone. Oh, that's actually okay. They had to exile... another march, which is totally fine. So do I want Angelfire or do I want Homestead Courage in the graveyard? I think I actually want Homestead Courage in the graveyard here. Because they bricked my... Wait, do I get a counter on this or no? It says it has a counter on it. Oh, what is this? Oh god. What is happening? Oh my goodness. Very interesting. Kind of similar deck, but a little bit different. Oh, I don't want to draw the brick, so let's start with this. I mean, if this resolves at any point, they will lose, most likely. I think I'm gonna target... I should go for it, yeah. I should just go for it. Whatever. Oh, I actually want to keep the Swiftspear almost. But I know I shouldn't because they have 2 creatures already. There we go. That's better. Alright, let's see what they got. Untap? Oh, shit. Oh my god. Well, that's not great. But I still have 1 Virtuoso, so... Oh my goodness. Okay, well, yeah, we're basically playing the exact same strategy. Holy moly. Can I kill this turn? I don't think I can. It's gonna be pretty close. Actually, I can. But they have so many treasures. Damn, this is just so frustrating. The amount of extra mana they're gaining could find them an answer, but it's unlikely. They only have like March, basically. So let's give it a shot. This is enough to... Oh no, that has Vigilance, but I can force the trade. Would be ideal. But they have so much mana. Let's go, dude. Let's go. They have... I think they have a better matchup against me because of the blue unblockable. But I think the fact that I had the better connive creature. Well, they didn't have a connive creature. They had the connive enchantment on a double striker, so it was less good than my scaling overall. Wow, that was just whoever drew better. I think basically just slamming. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna end the video here. I actually have to go eat my lunch real quick. So yeah, this was incredibly fun. I would definitely play this again. If you want to see another video on this deck, I would be 100% down to record some more gameplay on it, and I'll be probably playing it on stream a little bit. So if you want to check that out, go ahead follow me on Twitch. And yeah, have a good one.